Welcome to my updated Peninsula guide. This is a remake of my first Peninsula guide, but just done much better. So the start is exactly the same as the last time. Start with a dart as high as you can in that grassy patch. Right there. And then an NG below the dart to the top left, as top left as you possibly can. Again in that grassy patch. Don't turn auto start on like you saw me do. Just leave it off for now. This is a pretty chill guide. We are of course using Psy because he's awesome. There you go, auto start off. Just because we need to do a little placement at the end of round 7. Place a sub above that island right there, as bottom right as you can. Take your time with the placement. It's not precise, but it's important that you get it right. Set the sub to strong, and what should happen is if you got the placement right, you will beat round 10. If you didn't, you probably leak a red. During round 12, turn off auto start because we need to place Psy at the end of the round. Get Psy, put him as top left as humanly possible in that middle grassy area. Take your time again, make sure he's as left as you possibly can. Set him to strong, and you're good from here on out. Take your time with the placement because if you don't, you're going to have to restart like halfway through the map and it's going to be annoying, so make sure you put him as left as you possibly can. Before 15, get a sniper, place it below Psy, again as top left as possible. The sniper has a smaller footprint, so it's not too crucial to put it too far to the left. Make sure you set the sniper to strong before 15, and you can turn auto start back on now. After you get the sniper, get oversized nails on the NG. Then get pin mid 17, and pin is a very game-changing upgrade in the early game. Get larger surface area mid 18. Then get full metal jacket on the sniper before 21. Then get faster firing and even faster firing on the sniper before 24. At this point what you should be doing is buying double gun on the engineer. Now I don't do that quite yet, I do that later and it just makes the early game harder. If you buy double gun now, like I should have done, it will make the next few rounds super easy. Before 33, set Psy to first, because he can actually solo the whole of 33, but only if you set him to first. Turn auto start off during 33 as well. Set him back to strong at the end of the round. Clear the right island at the end of the round as well, and then place a village as top right as you possibly can on this island. This placement isn't actually that difficult, but take your time. So place it about there, look at where the fireplace is on the village, and kind of just line that up with your placement. Get the discount upgrades, obviously, and then get a factory as bottom right as possible in that island, and then get long reach when you can. If you bought double gun, you won't be able to afford long reach, but that's okay, just get at the end of 34. Because as you see, we don't need this factory for 34. Get smart spikes at the end of 34, set it to smart. And get faster production as well, obviously. With that village placement, we can place an Alk there too, and then have Jungle Drums and the Alk buff on the Perma-Spike, and that just destroys late game. Make sure you get even faster production before 36. Long life spikes at the start of 37. And now all you need to do is just save up for deadly spikes. We get that right before the end of 39. And that lets us beat the Moab pretty easily, because Psy is very strong against around 40, but not against the Moab. So near the end of 39, get deadly spikes ASAP. Stun the Moab on 40. And it goes down because Psy just kills 3 ceramics instantly. After 40, get an Alk, place it anywhere it fits on that island with the Spectre. Upgrade the Alk to a 320. Berserker Brew, Perishing Potions. At this point, you know the strat. The reason we want the village there on that right island is because with the new rework to Perma-Spike in 38.0, it really needs a Jungle Drums to be really good. I'm not sure if you need it for this run, you probably don't, but anyhow, get Stronger Stim on the Alk when you can, during 45. And we need that because the next few rounds are a little bit difficult and our defense is kind of thin, except for the Spectre, obviously. During 48, turn off auto start because we have to do some difficult placements at the end of the round. The first placement we want to do is a village as top right as humanly possible in that grassy area next to Psy. Look at the fireplace, you want it to be on that kind of second rock from the top. So use that as your marker for villages, the campfire. Put it as high as you possibly can, because it makes the next placements easier. Get the discount upgrades on that first village. Then buy a second village. The campfire for the second village should barely touch that kind of circular rock to the right there. So look at where the campfire is right now. It should barely touch the top of that circular rock. Give that one the discount upgrades as well. Then before you get a heli, give the top village bigger radius and then buy a heli at the bottom there. It should fit. Try and put it as right as possible as well, but it doesn't really matter. Then get 202 on the heli. And you don't have to stun for 49. I stun here, but I completely missed the ceramics, so the stun was completely useless. And you don't need it anyway, so don't worry about it. Get Moab shove before 50, obviously. And then just place an Alk as close to the heli as you possibly can. No matter what you do, the Alk will always target the sniper first, but just place it as close to the heli as you possibly can, but it doesn't really matter. During 50, you get Jungle Drums on the top village and then Radar Scanner on the bottom village. And then we can start upgrading that Alk to a 420. And the reason we have to do a 420 is because we have the sniper there. And so right now, as you see, the Alk isn't actually buffing the heli with Berserker Brew. But once we get Stronger Stim, it will. Get stronger steam mid 54. And now all you need to do is just save up for Comanche defense. Make sure you buy that as soon as possible. And then after that, there's a couple rounds with some ability usages, but we'll get to that when we need to. So see you then. I'm back during 75. Usually a bit of a tough round, but Comanche defense is kind of really strong. But don't tell Ninja Kiwi if they nerf it, I will cry. For 76, you want to use size second ability. It's not actually necessary, you do beat the round without it, but you kind of get low on spikes and we don't want to do that. Especially if it's avoidable, you know, just click the 2 key and you can avoid losing any spikes on round 76. We're getting pretty close to Comanche Commander at this point. Around 78, use size second ability again for that first wave of ceramics. I don't think it's necessary either, but you probably should do it. Just to avoid any RNG and also to avoid those spikes being used up. And then for the second wave of Camo Ceramics, use his second ability again. I used it a bit late there, but yeah, it was fine. At the end of the round, get Comanche Commander, and it's over from this point on. Get Perma-Spike mid 85, or right at the end of it, and then get Jungle Drums on that right village. As I said at the start of the guide, Jungle Drums is really crucial now for Perma-Spike because of its massive attack speed nerf in the newest update. After you have Jungle Drums on that right village, start upgrading your sniper to a 402. So give it large caliber first, and then get Deadly Precision mid 88. You can leave it on strong. Right now it's not really doing anything, but it will once we upgrade it to main Moab, obviously. So all you have to do from this point on is upgrade it to main Moab, and I'll be back for round 98, which is a round we actually have to use some abilities. So here's Big 98. You want to stun the ZOMGs with the size first ability when they're in range. You should be very close to cripple at this point. And then use size second ability when the ZOMGs turn upwards. By that point you should be able to afford cripple, buy it ASAP, and it will just destroy the ZOMGs. If you don't buy cripple, you lose to 98. And 98's really the only difficult round of the entire run, and it's not even hard. And this setup will shred the bad, just completely murk the bad. So it pops before it even turns. And none of the bad insides even make it to the Perma-Spike. And yeah, super easy. Get your Insta, super easy win. Pretty much just an updated version of my old Peninsula guide, but taking advantage of Cripple's massive buff in 37.0.